welcome to another Simple Talk segment right here on Chakra TV. Now, on the show today, I have a man who I've been planning to have him on the show for a long time. Long lead interview, I should say. One and only Ranil, Black Ranil, from the band Black itself. So, Ranil, thank you so much for joining with me.
Lucy, all Ranil.
Right, Ranil, let's take us back to your start. When did you get into music?
I was in music even during school times, but then it was just a hobby. And my corporate job is advertising. That's my field of study. I should say so. But music has always been in my blood because my father used to play the violin at home. And we used to have little sing-alongs, there are power cuts and all this stuff. But as a band, I got a chance to sing with a three-piece, like a trio, singing English songs in a similar band. And then, that bug bit me, And I never realized that I will have a band and become this successful in Colombo and in Sri Lanka. So, music has done a lot of good things. So,
When was this? When did you start getting into music?
I tell you that you know my age, but I started singing 97. 96 was my first. So you are doing the math.
Yeah, so 3 decades ago.
Yes, I was singing with another band. Then in 2000, I had my own, two friends got together and we used to play for free at places, just because we wanted to sing. And then we were playing at Otter's Club. So somebody came and said, "Hey, you guys are good, what's the name of the band?" And I didn't have a name. So then I looked and we were all wearing black t-shirt. I called it Black.
You already answered my next question. Okay, fine. So that's how Black came.
Yes.
Okay.
So this was in 2000.
Right.
Then they gave us the 2001 New Year's Eve dance.
Right.
So we were a little worried about singing as a three-piece band. So we got another guy to handle the percussion for us. Then Natika Guruge joined us as a lead guitarist. That was his start. He was also not known at that time much. So he was with us for almost 3-4 years. And then he wanted to go on, which was fine.
So the original members of Black
were myself. 2 original members are still there with me. Drummer and the keyboardist. Then the bass guitarist is almost 13 years old with me.
Okay.
And the lead guitar is about 8 years old. Then the girl is just about 9 months because we had to change our female vocal. There's another co-singer with me who plays the rhythm and percussions. So he's about 4 years with us now. This is 4th year.
So let's mention their names as well.
Yep. So Chamal is our drummer and Kavinda is my keyboardist. So those two are my best friends as well. So he started the band, and then Indika is on bass guitar. So Indika and Chamal were together in the middle with another band for a little while, then they came back to me. And then Kasun is our rhythm guitarist and percussionist, singer and all that, multi-talented. Then Ruan Silva is our lead guitarist. And Yanuri is our female guitarist. 6 plus me is 7.
7.
Lucky 7.
So how hard it is, or is it hard at all to keep 7 groups together as a band? For a long time.
To be honest, I always say this. We are friends who got together to form a band, rather than hunting around and saying, okay, I'll take a bass guitar from you. We are just friends. We always do things together. And we all have our arguments too, but then nothing goes beyond the ballroom that we play, or nothing goes beyond that. So land is more important for us and the friendship is more important for us. So, and I'm used to being with 7 people because I had 3 sisters and 3 brothers. So we had a small group called Lucky 7.
So that's why it's a 7-member band. The reason why I asked you this question is, right, because I see a lot of bands, forming up and it's like mushrooms, 1 or 2 months down the line, then it's back. So this is a trend in the Western music as well as in single oriental music field as well. So what is the reason you think?
I can also tell you why you should stick together. Because if you notice all the successful bands, like Misty, like Gypsies, like those days, Ultimate, those bands, they always have the same members for a long time. At least for 5 years they have the same members. So the more you stick together, your music becomes tighter. You understand. When you turn around, people know what the guys behind will know what.
Yeah.
Today I don't even have a list of songs when I get on stage. When I make a signal like this or this, they know. And then I say this, they know what song.
So next time when you see him playing, if he taps, what can they expect?
So I have for example, I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on you by George Harrison. Yeah? So when I say, I point this to my drummer, so he has to start the. I have that like this. He knows, right? Then we have Volare. Okay, so we have V. Okay. I show this. La Bamba, I have this L. Then Mamma Mia is this M.
Okay.
I do that. Then Dancing Queen, I do this. The Queen. Okay. Crowd.
They know what they're gonna.
And when I do this and find it myself, it's called Rock and Roll is King.
Do you really do it when you sing?
I actually do that.
Let's watch out for it next time. Right.
So Kale ukulele and single is this.
Oh,
and Dinamizi is this. I'm giving out a lot of
Right. So, speaking of Kaligamisi, Ranil, now how do you see this adaptation like that you make from Western music to Sinhala music on stage?
So, I started as a singer then. I'm not ashamed to say that at all. I'm a huge fan of
So, when you started the music, you started as a singer?
No. But I used to sing all 3 languages because I'm from a Tamil background.
Okay.
My father and mother are Tamil and I call myself a Sri Lankan, but I'm born to a Tamil family.
Okay.
So we always had this neck to grab other languages, so I can sing. We're the only band in Sri Lanka who can do Hindi, Tamil, Sinhala, anything. You say I sing Tamil, because some people might think, you might not get a chance to sing at the Hilton or anything. But when we sing at the Hilton, for that kind of an audience, we are that. We sing for a Tamil wedding, we are a Tamil band. It's like I also have a explanation for black, because all colors put together form black. So it's how you see.
Yeah.
So coming back to your earlier question also, why they don't stick together? It's because I believe in a band, whether you like it or not, there can be only one decision.
Yeah.
All the other discussions can take place out of the bandstand. But on the stage, there can be only one person who takes the decision. And at that time, if I say let's play this thing, no one can say no, to play that. That is one. Then ego. There can be only one superstar at one point. The lead guitarist can be a superstar as a lead guitar. Lead guitarist can be a lead guitar superstar, but he can't be the frontman. The frontman can't take the lead guitar and play and show off that he's better than the lead guitar. So it's always the ego. And then when it comes to money, you have to make sure that your people are comfortable with what they get. Once they get, now let's say I pay you $25,000 a week. If you will start thinking about how much I get only if you are not satisfied with that money.
Yeah.
So I give a payment where they are happy with. Even when I started for 8 years, I didn't take a single cent for it. I used to work and I used to play in the band. Whatever money that I got from the band is distributed on the price. I don't take a single cent and I pay out of my pocket for sounds. Sometimes when the money is not enough, I pay out of my pocket to the boys. So these boys know what kind of sacrifice I have done. Right? So I am in a position where no one can point a finger at me and say, you don't deserve this. I make sure that whatever kudos I get, because see, everything wrong that I as a band, it's like the country, it's like the president. Everything that the country does wrong, I am answerable when it comes to that. Every good thing that comes, they come to me and say, wow, fantastic, Matan, you did a good job. So I might as well do the best for the boys because I get everything bad and good.
Speaking of which, let's talk about some of the bad comments you have got as a band.
That we play, I got bad comments from other bands, I can't mention names, saying that we play without breaks,
Okay.
which will jeopardize the other bands.
They can't take
clubs.
breaks.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then I'm very outspoken. They say that why can't you recommend us to a gig? But I tell them, if I know that you're not good enough for that gig, I won't. Same goes to me. If I can't play a certain gig, I will say no. So I would be rather honest to my friend who asks for a recommendation than just because this band is a friend of mine, I can't just push them there.
Yeah.
Just because of friendship, I will not do anything that is out of the ordinary. That is fine. So, and from audience, what I got saying that I get too involved in the wedding.
Okay.
That
While the planning is going on.
Yeah, because I believe that if everything goes well, then I have a happy audience. Then it's easy for me to get. So I make sure that I even announce bouquet is open, what time the couple is walking. I want to make sure that the speeches are done before the first dance. So some people might not like it. They think that I am being too overbearing on their plans. But at the end of the day, why I tell them that is, now I have worked around it. I always tell them, look, this is what I would prefer, but it's up to you how you want it.
He doesn't want to get back.
90% of the time, I have always got a call saying we should have done what we so.
There you go. Wedding planning also. In the
No, I'm not taking wedding planners. Really, I love working with wedding planner. I'm not just telling them to put them on
Just
the
making sure that the work is done properly.
Yes. Because there are good wedding planners and there are briefcase wedding planners. Right? They come out, they just because they did their own wedding, well, it doesn't mean that they can handle wedding planning
Of other people.
The wedding planning is not about taking permissions from the suppliers and then making sure you will be there. No, wedding planning is beyond that. Wedding planning is about when a client says this, we have booked this band and this photograph, they have to understand how do they work and according to that they have to make the plan. I am a band that entertains the whole crowd from the word go. So then they should realize that then they should finish off all the pictures totally and forget it.
Okay. Rather than having breaks.
First, and if it's a very strict and very formal kind of a wedding, then they should actually not book me.
It doesn't mean that the black is not for formal wedding.
Yeah, we are.
It is.
But they can't surprise me by saying, sometimes they bring a paparazzi and they don't tell me. At 11:30 they come and say, we have a surprise paparazzi for the couple. I said, that can be a surprise to the couple, but not to me.
And you get surprised all of them.
Exactly.
Coming and telling
Yeah.
you.
So then, because if I know the paparazzi is coming at this time, then I know where to take it and give it over to the paparazzi.
So wedding planners, when you all are booking black next time, so something to think about. Right, we're speaking with one of the most respected individuals in the music industry in Sri Lanka. Ranil, let's talk about the music industry as a whole in the country now. We know we had the COVID, before that we had the Mr. Bobby, then the COVID and then the Aragalaya. We went through all of it.
Oh yeah.
How badly it all affected the music industry or even the entertainment industry as a whole?
Yes, it went to zero.
Okay.
And it showed the willpower and how do you say it?
The determination of
certain bands that stood the test of time. And it also showed us how fragile our music industry is in this country. You wouldn't have heard this from anybody else, but I always tell my boys, and I always still tell the new bands that come in when they talk to me, how fragile our industry is. Let's say you're taking your wedding. Let's say suddenly you find out that you don't have the budget as big as you take. First thing they'll make cut off is the entertainment. They might not cut it off, but they might go for a low price band or a 3-piece band or a DJ or a, so many things. I'm not saying that the DJ can't do what can be done, but against a 7-piece band's cost, the DJ, when it is unsafe, they will decide on the DJ. So, you can't take things for granted. So, COVID, the Easter bombings, everything taught us. That's why I have always said, people have come and told me, don't charge that much. Why? You should be charging as much as biggest mediums and all these people. But I tell them I should charge them, but I'm comfortable. The other day at another interview, somebody asked, "You must be a rich man." I said, "No, I'm a rich man because what I have is enough for me. Contentment is the key for me. You know me for a long time, so I'm sure you understand that contentment is the key word. Even in music, the gigs now we do. Those days we used to do 30 gigs a month. Now we need to average 20, 22, which I understand because people have stopped taking big part in number one. There are almost 400 bands in Colombo alone. 400 bands. So obviously, if I say no to a date, those days they change the date. Now they don't have to change it because they have alternate bands. There are some good bands, there are some good musicians, but what I have decided is I will try and be as unique as possible because I stand on the bandstand. I make sure that I talk to the crowd, I sing to the crowd, and I make sure that I do it in a way that no one else can and do what I do.
There's only one Ranil. That's what it is.
No, Sunil Aya's uniqueness is that.
Yeah.
There's no other Sunil
There's
Parada.
no other. There can't be any.
Yes, Sunil Parada can't be Ranil. I can't be Rajita can't be Nalini. It's that.
Right. So how hard it was, or was it hard at all to maintain the name of the band? You mentioned that there are about 400 bands in Colombo.
Yes, and there are bands which are named similar to Black.
I don't think the entire country must be around 1,000 bands.
No, so Eastern bands, the Oriental bands are huge.
Yeah.
But Western band has dance bands, party bands, it's about 400
in Colombo. So out of all the 400 bands, Black, I personally feel that you all are they are in the top 5, definitely.
There are videos on YouTube which we are not even part of the top 10.
That's the different side of the story. Okay, we'll get into that a little later. But I personally believe that you all are in the top 5. So how hard it is to maintain this, the name for such a long period of time?
If you treat each wedding, each gig as your last gig, simple,
Right.
and your best gig, number one. Number two, if you start thinking, I have become number one, I stop improving. So this top 5, when you say, I say thank you, but I will not take it into my head. At the end of the day, how can I even think I am number one, I am this, I can't have a bloated head, I can't have a swollen head, because I sing other people's songs, I am a cover band.
Yeah.
I can be proud of how I entertain people, but I can't be saying, I have originals, known for my originals. Those who are big fans of the band know my originals. But I don't promote them much, but as long as I think this man's wedding is his first wedding, it can be my 1,000th wedding. This is his first wedding. Even this interview, this is your first interview with me. But do the best I can for you. But I have faced so many interview people, that doesn't mean that I can do the best for you.
Yeah.
I think that's a good lesson for new musicians because you can't be bigger than the music you play. You can't be bigger than the audience who's in front of you.
Very true.
If I take someone's money, I have to give more than what I get paid.
Yeah.
Right? So now I see a few artists who come higher back. They take huge amounts of money, more than the band itself for their 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They just come, sing 20, they don't care whether people dance or not, they just sing, they just take the money and go off. Unfortunately, other people, because they are so huge on social media, they think that's the same thing that they see in social media they can do on stage.
Very true.
Which doesn't happen.
Right. Speaking of the originals, we see not only you. We see a lot of other people who are doing cover music, like cover bands. Their originals don't come out that easy. So it's very hardly known.
I have 8 originals.
Okay.
Let's say I take one original and I have a sexy video in it. I can make it a hit. I can make it a hit. But I have about 28,000 views in one of those, which I have never sent you a link.
Yeah.
Now only you know that I have an original. I will never do it. But the 28,000 are people who will actually look for it and use organic views. So that 28,000 is worth its weight in gold. Yeah. And I'm very happy with that. And another thing is, it's not a hit at any cost. There are people who call me and said, you pay about $6,000 and you can boost your. I said, no way. Why should I boost it? The song is good, it will be a hit. If I have 28,000 views, that's as good as the song is. So it's very simple. See, I'm not saying everyone should think the way I think, but for me, I think my principles are more important than anything.
We can move on. Ranil, now you mentioned earlier that you are very outspoken. I mean, which we all know and have seen him on Facebook also. Very outspoken and very vocal about certain issues in the country, right? Is there any reason why you want to be outspoken, or is it the way you are?
I've been that always from my childhood days, and I got into trouble because of that. But for me, see, I'm a huge believer. I made this statement in school before even Marvel comics movies came out. With great power comes great responsibility. I had a different sentence for that. I believe that when you have a fan base, you have at least 10 people following you, they look up to you. So you have a moral obligation. They look at you. When you have children, you have an obligation to be a good father.
Yeah.
Right? To show up. You have a girlfriend. You have an obligation to be a good person to show that at least she will follow you to be a good person. So I am very outspoken about certain things. I don't try and say this is bad. I don't want to be radical, but I want to be. I want to show that it's all right to stand up for what we believe
and put your thoughts out there.
Yes, because why would you want to keep things inside? And just because I might lose 2 friends, but if there's one person who changes because of what I have put, I'll take that one person.
Let me ask him directly. You are very outspoken about, especially the political scenario in the country. Your thoughts on camera on the political scenario in the country right now?
Right now, if I'm a selfish person, I would say let the current president do whatever he can, because we have to go on. We have to live day after day. Because you need to eat to live.
Yeah.
But as a political correctness or whatever that we think of, what can you say, constitutional rights, all that, I think that's got to be decided in this country. Because we need to change. That 225 changing is an excuse on our part. I'll give you one small example. There are people who call me and ask, can you get me a ticket or two for a concert?
Yeah.
Now, a friend calling me and asking, I can understand. But when it's a charity concert, that same friend calling me and asking, I tell him, you better buy me this because I'm playing free and this is for a charity. Right? So, isn't it the same thing that the big businessmen do with politicians?
Yeah.
They get favors from there. And then now they can't go and fight again. Because all businessmen getting together, if this country keeps on going down, all these businessmen can't do business. So the buying power goes down. So what will these people sell to? Who will they sell it to? People without money. So if the poverty level goes down and if economic, the purchasing power comes up in you and me, obviously these big businessmen's products will be bought by us. So why are they not doing anything? Why are they not asking for a change? Because they have already asked favors from these guys. They are under obligation to them. They have a free businessman pays to be in business.
Yeah.
To clear a small. I mean, I have to talk to a custom officer to get my guitar cleared without taxes.
Yes,
but I don't do that as a person. I don't do that because I preach on Facebook, and what if I do the same thing? I never, to this day, when I get caught by, when I parked in a wrong parking space or when I overrun a light, I always paid my fine when I am said, I pay for police dancers, I pay for army dancers, I can easily call one of the people and ask for help. I will not do that. I did that those days. But over a period of time, you need to evolve.
Understandable, yeah.
Because I see 200, 300 people every day in front of me. I see good, well-behaved people. I see people who, bulldoze their way and say, you have to sing what I want. They forget that there are some people who are already dancing to what I'm singing.
Yeah.
So these are the people who was asking for system change. What is the system change that we are looking for? And we are looking for 225 to change. What if we don't change?
Speaking of 225 and looking for a system change, were you part of the Alagale?
Big time, but I was not a violent member. I helped out as much as I can through.
Are you happy with the result of the Alagale?
No, I stepped out of it the moment I saw politicians getting involved. Okay. I was playing for a wedding on the day they stormed the presidential palace, and I was tear gas. We were inside Kingsbury.
Okay.
But I stopped. I went there only about 12 days. I was big time involved in getting the industry back during COVID. You have seen that.
Yeah.
But coming back to the system is there. There's no need to change the system. There are yellow lines, there are lines on either side.
But rather than implementing,
it's not implementing. We don't follow it. We break the rule and say, I know this person, I know that person.
Yeah. The Sri Lankan comes out.
Yes. I have in my corporate life, most of the big shots in most of the companies, I know them by first name, I know them person. To this day, I can vouch and you can ask any of them. I will never call them and say, can you get us to play? Can you give us to play? Even during when I had this 3-piece band, I knew the Fernando, the Russell Fernando. I never called them and asked. You can ask them. I waited until someone calls me and says, would you like to play here? That is like a middle thing.
Okay, now being in the industry for about, let's say, is it fair to say about 3 decades now?
No, this is my 25th year.
Okay, so close to.
Yeah, 24th year. Next year is the 25th year as Black.
So Black anniversary is coming up as
yes.
well. So very good. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
So getting back to what I was going to ask you. During all this time, now what can you tell the young upcoming people, especially the new bands, where do you see any change is needed? I'm sure there are many things that you can get it right, especially as a new band that's coming up. What are the things that you can tell new bands how to be in this music industry?
Be very honest about it.
Okay.
I think each band should do what they are good at doing. Okay. So actually me advising them on what to do is limited. Now let's say there's a fantastic band called Taxi, Redeemer, Doctor has been always there. See, all these bands need to be who they are. And once they make their marks, they should slowly move into their own style.
Right.
Now if you take 10 bands in Sri Lanka right now, they're all similar. Same accent, the same style, the same thing. I am proud to say that when someone walks through the lobby and when someone hears it, I'm sure you will recognize that's Black. Because of the way that we do our sound check, the way we sound and the rawness that we do. We will never do recorded music or we never have drum loops. It's always, everything is very, very live and raw. And we actually even sing. So I believe that they should do now, if you form a band, I think you should become Minol and not anybody else.
You mean like, a lot of the bands that are coming up right now, are they trying to emulate some band?
Not emulate, they think that this formula has worked for this band, so I think that's what we should do. So, for example, now a lot of people have been asking, why are you present on social media? You should have a TikTok channel. Not very many people don't know. I do have an Instagram page, I do have a TikTok channel, but there's nothing. That's because
you are very, very vocal and very active on social media.
Yes, as Kalurani.
As Kalurani.
Black.
Okay. Right. But anyway,
But I use that to show. Some people say, yeah, I will sing along with you, so I don't do wrong. So I put a thing.
Yeah.
But I will never put a video of myself playing and saying, this is something. Because I think marketing, I believe in the word of mouth marketing.
That's the best form of marketing. Let's move on to
It's long term.
It's long term as well. Yes, very true. So Ranil, final few minutes actually on the show. Any words of wisdom for upcoming artists? I mean, usually you are back for a lot of artists during your tenure. So, how do you see the talent first of all? Like, have we improved?
Talent is there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it's improved or not, but I think this young new gen artists have a huge advantage. That's YouTube, all this social media things they see. Those days we needed to be glued to the radio station for SLBC to play a particular song and record it with the advertisements and everything, right? And then we play, listen to it, and and practice. Nowadays, it's like this. They get lyrics to chords to everything, right? So which is easy. But what we didn't have that time was competition.
Yeah.
The new gen now has a lot of competition, and then technology. This what do you call auto tune. So a guy who actually can sing, a new artist, a new young talented guy, has to fight against a guy who has better technology, who has better video capability, who has auto tuned his voice so it's not flat, right? So that kind of competition we didn't have those days. So I'm not saying they are having it easy. I understand all that. Right? And then they have to fight against bands like us who have been already in the industry for 20 years. Right? So people know us. So a new talented band has that, disadvantage of not being known, because people always like to go to a band that is proven and known. So I believe in artists.
I mean, where can they improve? I mean, talent is there, technology is there.
I think talent, technology is there. What's going out of the window is the humility and the humbleness. Attitude. And the pattern. See, they think if you have the talent, unfortunately when talent comes up, your attitude and pattern also comes up for being arrogant. You can't be arrogant. If you are good as your last song, I'm telling you, my band is as good as my last show. If I mess up my last show, they will talk. I can sing 10 songs beautifully and one song I mess up. That's what's going to happen. So, and remember today's best.
I mean, isn't there nowadays in life also in general?
Yeah, but unfortunately, today every Tom, Dick and Harry has a phone in his hand and records. Now, the last show that I did, I messed up my lyrics on a Backstreet Boys song. So, we come from a very hard school. I quickly replaced the lyrics of the first one. Nobody noticed.
Okay.
But they kept on dancing because they are not dancing to the lyrics, they are dancing to the beat and how I entertained it. And then after the song I said, that is to show you how not to sing that song. So I just, I'm in a position to do that.
Yeah. Last question, Ryan. Just like you mentioned earlier during the conversation, what if it was your last song? I mean, when you end it all, someday, how do you see this your journey, your music and your personal life?
You might think I'm being very melodramatic or, but I've been saying this for the past 12, 15 years. Because I've been asked to take it slow now, but I have said, if I die, I don't want to die in a hospital bed, I want to die on stage. So, and I'm a passionate biker, so you know that. So I have 3 bikes. I would either die riding one of those, or I would rather die on stage.
No. Let me rephrase the question again. I mean, how do you see this journey? Looking back, I mean, are you happy with the journey?
I have no regrets. Yeah? I have no regrets because I could have been on top of some ad agency someday. I could have been a top media guy somehow. But the little money that I have in my pocket is through my singing and my playing. So it gives me so much of pleasure. And the biggest profit I ever got, I think I told you this once before, is the friends I am with. You and I have not met each other for a long time, but we're still friends. I have zero enemies. I don't have enemies at all. I have all friends. All that is brought to me by this beautiful thing called music. So friendship that I have I've played for almost 2009 a weddings by mistake. So can you imagine so many couples wishing me well? How cool is that?
Yeah, doesn't get any better than that.
I played for a couple that I played for their son's wedding also. I played for the couple's wedding. I played for their son's wedding, daughter's wedding too.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so 25 years that was 25.
Wow.
I played as a 3-piece line for that.
Right. Any final words for your friends? Any concerts coming up?
Yeah, a lot of them I can actually remember that offhand. But our 31st night will be at the golf club, and but
31st night you gotta watch out for it, and I'll put the details in the description as well.
yes, and if you're lucky to have a friend as a member there, you're sorted.
You're sorted. And one final word on the 25th anniversary concert next year.
Yeah, they're planning it. I'm hopefully trying to do it as an invitation only. If the budget's
But definitely it's gonna happen.
Yes, it will happen. Will happen. In fact, almost 4 hotels have asked me already to do it with them. Lovely people. So my final word to end this interview is to live life, because you have only one life, and even on stage, think that you have only one show and do the best, because no one is more important than people in front of your mic. And don't ever think people behind the mic, that is you, is more important than the people in front. That's my motto, and that's how it has always been.
Right, that's words of wisdom from the man himself, one and only Ranil from Black. Ranil, thank you so much for having me with us. Right, thank you so much for joining me. Let's do it again soon.
Okay. In front of the camera, let's take it.
Sure. How was it? All good?